I remember watching my cousin I was in 6th grade, and he was in high school, and they were ripping everybody up, beating all the other teams. And we go to play Mackey at their home game. And I remember those refs were super dirty. And they're always grabbing the guys' butts after the play. I was like, what the hell? They weren't like slapping it like that. No, they were grabbing it. I remember watching that. My dad got pissed and went and told those refs quit doing that. And then they threw my dad out of the game. The cops had to come escort him out. Oh man, it was getting wild because those refs they're grabbing kids. Like, what the hell? I remember that. I was like, oh, that's not cool. I remember watching it. It wasn't 1 or 3 times. It was a bunch of times. More than you can count on both hands. That's what pissed off my dad, so he went and said something. Those Mackey refs. Piss on them. Yeah, so, I mean, that was one thing. And then another thing. That game, I remember watching that game. It was, oh man. Now, this is more than 15 years ago. I have to recall some of the specific details, but it's either districts or divisionals. I get those two mixed up. But it was the one that's right before state. Because you have your districts and then divisionals, or it's divisionals then districts. And I remember we just won one. And then we're going to this. And whoever goes to this will go to state now for the state tournament. It's a big deal. We've been beating everybody. Whole reservations in Mackey right now. One side's all Indians, the other side's all white guys. And they're yelling things at each other. The Indians are war whooping on this side, on that side. They're yelling racist slurs. It's going back and forth. I remember Jalen grabbed, I think it was like some type of staff that had a bunch of feathers on it. And he ran it across their side. And they were all booing. Oh man, it was an electric game that night. And then underneath the bleachers where all the kids usually play, gladiators, Coliseum, fighting it out. When we weren't playing basketball, we were fighting it out underneath the bleachers. Most nights. Those other than the kids were. But I got called up to the bleachers. I got to watch the game. My cousin's playing, and it's going back and forth. I remember my cousin was one of the top ranked in the state at the time. He's dunking it on people. He's leading it. Deadly player.